Hello friends, welcome to my channel The Risk Management Research. This video I am particularly preparing for those who fly, and who fly through the air, take the airplane. And as you know that the risk is everywhere, and we have seen very recently in the month of May that the accidents has increased due to the air turbulences, and the risk for the air travelers are increasing. So the purpose of this video is to bring to the notice of the people that what is going around in the world, and they need to be careful about it, what they can do themselves about it. As you must have seen, while traveling, that you see that some kind of, the turbulences happen up or down, and generally that is ignored. One more thing which is often been also seen, that once the light of the seat belt is switched off by the pilot, generally people have the habit of taking the seat belt off, even if they are sitting on their seat. They have a habit of taking the seat belt. In future that could be very risky, and if anybody is doing that, I think that habit should be removed, and unless or until it is necessary to go to the washroom, there is no point taking the seatbelt off. And we shall see the reason why it is so, because there have been two terrible accidents happen in the month of May. Yeah, let's go through it. So this is the first accident that happened to the Singapore Airlines flight SQ321. This flight was going from London to Singapore, and the date was 21st May. It was carrying 211 passengers from London to Singapore, along with the 18 crew members. And in this, let me just go to the, I will just take you the details through. In the next accident which has happened very recently, I think yesterday or day before yesterday, to the Qatar Airlines flight Doha to Dublin, QR017, May 26, 2024, where 12 people have been injured, and the aircraft experienced the turbulence while airborne over Turkey. The details of this accident is yet to come, but much of the information has come about the Singapore Airlines. So what has happened that in the Singapore air accident, the flight was actually, it was the close to Singapore, and as I said that the many passenger, while you're in a process of landing, or a 1 hour before the landing, generally they walk over the in the free spaces, and they generally try to have their body loosened up, and that was perhaps the activity going on. Then what happened that the flight was hit by the extreme turbulence for 62 seconds. 62 seconds is a 1 minute, which is quite a lot of time in terms of experiencing the turbulence. As per the details, the flight climbed from 37,000 feet to 37,000 feet 400, and then dropped 36,000 feet 975 before settling down to their the original altitude, uh, leading to passengers, those who were not wearing the seat belt, hitting the roof of the plane because of the Newton's third law. Once it has gone down, people have hit on the floor, and many people were the thrown here and there. Some people were even thrown 2 or 3 seats backward. So it was just the things were flying around. So, as an emergency landing, as an emergency activity, the flight was diverted to Bangkok for emergency landing. One person died. This gentleman died. He's I think British person, died of a heart attack, and 18 injured. The treatment of all these people is going in the Bangkok hospital. question is that need to understand the dynamics of the things, because once we understand the dynamics of the thing, it will be easier for us to take the mitigating action, because risk is there. Once risk is there, the mitigation should be there. So the air turbulences are, waves, like waves, like, sea as we have seen in the sea. There are waves, and it is the waves within the pocket of air. And there are three, primary sources of, these, the turbulences is warm air rising through the cooler air, airflow disrupted by mountains or man-made structure, or air pockets moving in the different directions. So when these are the three activity happen in the flow of the air, the turbulences happen. But the most riskiest turbulence which happened in the case of the Singapore Airlines is a clean air turbulence. What happens in the clean air turbulence, that the weather is clear and it is absolutely very difficult to predict or to anticipate that there will be, an there will be a turbulence. So this is the most, the difficult turbulences. It occurs in a cloudless and invisible condition, making it difficult to detect. This type of turbulence often occur around the jet stream, a fast-moving river, of air, typically at around 40 to 60,000 feet height. And the speed difference between the jet stream air and the surrounding air, which can be as much as 100 km per hour, create friction, leads to the turbulence. And when these turbulences happen, the plane can move either up or down, and that is, the reason of the turbulences. Now this is what, the mechanics and the dynamics of the turbulences. Now what is happening over a period of time, that the global warming the global warming which is happening is making our earth, as the warmer, and as a result of that, the air is becoming, the warmer as well. So, and also, according to the study, the speed of the wind is increasing by 2% for the every increase in the 1 degree of the temperature. And following the decades of the research, showing that the climate change will increase the clear air turbulences in the future. So the global warming is basically causing the increase in the turbulences, and the studies have also shown that over a period of time, in the recent period of time, the turbulences have increased. So the risk to, so definitely, when such things are happening, and we have seen also that, the resolution towards the global warming is slow, because the mitigation actions which, the different organizations around the world is taking, um, the 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 resolution going, is in a slow direction. So when it is slow, it means that the global warming, the speed of the global warming will not be, slow down, and as a result of that, there could be a risk to the future travelers, and they need to be careful, and they need to, apply certain mitigation plan for themselves. Such accidents, could have a long lasting psychological impact, and can have an impact on the future travelers, to their psychology. So the traveler, need to be more careful, even after the sign of the seat belt is removed. And that is why I said, in the beginning, that it should not be a fashionable to take off the seat belt, because it could be a question of, the difference between the life and death. I think many people nowadays, even in India, I think, travel by air, and now they have, started taking flight, like, taking the bus, and they are becoming, the frequent flyers. But they should be, careful that when they are, on the flight, they should be wearing the seat belt. So pilot receive the advance information. So apart from these individuals mitigation action, the pilot also receive advance information about the weather condition. So when they start flying, they receive the weather information, and they can plan their the route, that so that they can avoid the turbulences. However, the clear air turbulences is more difficult and challenging to predict. Also, pilot relies on the reports from the other aircraft on the same route about any encountered turbulences. So the challenges are there, and airline industry have developed a method that how to mitigate it, but still the accident is slightly on the increasing side. So what is the mitigation? Given the increase in the future air travel risk, both airlines and the individual are to increase their mitigation measure. It is not just that the airline industry or the airline manufacturers, they have to increase their the action to address the problem, but the individuals also need to improve their the mitigation. One thing which can be done is that definitely taking the the travel insurance while traveling, the accident insurance, health insurance, that can may become a must. And if the rate of accidents, or the severity continue to increase, the premium rates in future for such insurances may also increase. So this could be one thing to watch out, that how does the premium rate of such the insurances are going to increase or not. But individuals may start thinking about taking such insurances, because it may also lead to injuries where it may require hospitalization. As I said, wearing a seat belt is perhaps the safest thing in the airplane. Just like wearing a helmet while having driving a scooter or a motorbike, and wearing a seat belt while driving a car. Airline industry should conduct more research on understanding the turbulences and navigating through it. I think I'm sure that there will be more advanced technique may come, that to understand the understanding the turbulences and making the aircraft more resilient to such risks. I think that could be the another research area, that once the shocks are there, is it possible to have absorbing that shock capability? I think that I leave for the airlines industry to basically think upon it. So that's what from my side. I thought that just to share what is happening around this side of the risk, because my purpose is to identify the areas which is risk related, and share up with the people, and make it useful for everybody. So thanks for listening, and share your thoughts. If you like it, you can press the like button, and you can subscribe also. Many thanks, and thanks a lot.